Purpose of this video is to discuss OC kick returners. More specifically is how to realistically get OC returners their touches and to do it in a realistic manner. I know, for years, this subject has given me problems. And now I want to share with you my current method because I think I've finally broken the code. And of course, this is geared to full season replays. All right, how have I done it in the past? I have here past failures, but of course, I use the out of box rules. If the kickoff designated it was a 70-yard kick and it was going to position designator code '09, then the player carded OA was the player that returned it. If it was '10, then it was OB, '11, OC, etc. And did it work? Yeah, that works. But did my players get the right amount of returns when I compared it against actuals? No. Did the players that maybe had 2, 3 returns get the returns? Not really, or sometimes way more than that. So it just didn't work for me. So I said, well, I'm going to move away from that and go to box scores, to where I would review the box score and try to mirror that in the game that I played. And then, that does it work? Yes, but it has its pitfalls. Say you have a lineman that was a game that he got his kick return and he had, a gain from no gain or 1 yard. What are you going to do? You're gonna have him back there returning a kick like an actual returner, and start your drive off at the negative 2 yard line. That's not accurate. You got him his touch, yes, but yeah, it just didn't work. Then I went to what I called OC locators, and this is a pretty good way. If for any time that the position designation code was anything other than '09, '10, or '11, then I would say that it was returned by an OC carded player. And what I did then was I made locator numbers, dice roll numbers, to match their actual returns. So what I did is I typed into the dice range calculator the amount of returns that they had for that season, and of course that generated a dice roll. So whenever I had anything like that, boom, I would refer to my OC locators, roll the die, and see who returned it. And did it work? Yeah, it worked, but still, to my not actually, because you have some OC returners that got a 35 kick return average, and then you have some that have a 2 yard kick return average, and they weren't used realistically. Okay, so my current replay is I'm doing in the 1974 season. So let's just kind of use the Oakland Raiders as an example. All right. Now, their OA card is Ron Smith, the Gingerbread Man. He's got 19 returns for that season. His jersey number was 27. He participated in 14 games, and his kick return average was 22.1. And as you can see, I have everyone on the Raiders team that returned a kick. I have their information there. All right. So my whole thing is I've moved away from the OA, OB, OC classification. And I'm more focused on determining the type of returner, i.e. specifically distinguishing between your true kick returner and somebody that is manning an up-man position. Okay? So, the determining factors that I use, first and foremost, is jersey number. Whenever I see, if I'm looking at Pro Football Reference, and I see a 50s, 60s, or 70s jersey, that indicates that's, i.e., either a linebacker, an offensive, defensive lineman, i.e., I automatically classify that player as a short kick returner. All right. Then the next thing I do is I look at kick return averages. And anyone that has less than 15 yards per kick return, I designate as a short kick returner. Now, if we go back and we look at the Raiders here, like Morris Bradshaw. Now, he was a wide receiver, all right? And he had an average of 0.0. Well, I read that as, okay, he was on the hands team during a onside kick. Okay, so that's why I have him listed as a short kick returner. All right. So now for the Raiders, we would make it now that the Gingerbread Man, Hart, Banaszak, and Davis are going to be my pure returners. And my short kick returners are going to be Bankston and Bradshaw. Now, I only use players in games that they actually participated in. All right. So the locators are going to be based on a per game average for a traditional kick returner. Now listen, there's a lot of prep work that goes into a replay. So I mean, I do this for all the rushers, all the receivers, all the kick returners, all the punt returners, and it's a very time-consuming process because you got to go to ProFootballReference.com, use the game logs, go through and determine what games these players actually participated in. Go ahead and identify it, so then you could have the foundation to do your locators. Now, for short kick returners, it's really easy. I just use it on their based on their total returns that they had for the season. So usually it's anywhere between 1 and 4 or 5. Okay, this is going to be part 1. I'm going to come back with part 2, and we'll discuss how to go ahead and the formulas that you use and the method of play.